hate that they throw to us with bad offense. They shouldn't have to throw to us with bad offense. But I guess it's safe to say if we called the Rams the greatest show on turf, the greatest show on surf last year, that it's a little bit of a wipeout this year with what's going on offensively. And, I'm going to start with the quarterback. There's a lot of issues going on. But it all starts with the quarterback when you're a passing team. And switch and look right here. Okay, we're looking down the field. Okay, maybe a shot at the post here, but all the coverage is deep. Here, just turn your feet and just flip it out there. You get stuck a little bit down low, or up high, and then he tries to throw it down low, and he throws it backwards. Just not seeing the field very well. Take another look right here. Steelers throwing a couple different looks at us. Okay, we got double team on the backside, one-on-one on the top. But again, you got pressure up the middle. You got to look for those quick throws. We got a quick little shallow coming across the field. Holds the ball, becomes a fumble, turns into touchdown for the other team. But I'm looking at their quarterback, and they're not able to play to his strengths. Last year, the play action, the run game, big plays down the field. That's where Jared Goff is at his best. Struggling up front. He's having to make quick decisions, see the field. He is struggling there at the quarterback spot. But as I said, it's not just about the quarterback. They've got a lot of issues offensively.
Yeah, and you talked about it, play action. Where is the play action? It's gone because the run game is gone. They haven't had a 100-yard rusher all year long. Only 97 yards one time that Todd Gurley got. And I'm going to tell you something. I've given a lot of it to Todd Gurley. But that offensive line used to be ranked number 1 in the NFL. Now it's ranked 31st in the NFL. Lost the left guard and center, Safford and Sullivan. That has been a big issue. They got to sure back up that line.
And it's so true. In this NFL, we want to look at the quarterbacks. We want to look at the shiny pieces on the outside.
Yes.
You still win and lose games with the offense and defensive line, and they're struggling there. And I don't know what the producers are trying to do. I am not throwing to a pick six. I am not throwing another pick six. I'm not doing it.
We're going to go.
I'm not doing it.
On the rundown. Good news for Rams fans is somebody who's 96-51-1 on her picks this season thinks the Rams are going to win Sunday Night Football. Cynthia Freeland joins us right now. That's your first game in the pick six segment, right?
That is my first game. So I have the Rams 23, the Bears 17, closer than you might imagine, closer than LA fans might like. But Cooper Kupp, who had exactly 0 catches last game, is going to return to a big game, a touchdown, 71 yards, 5 receptions for me. He's wide receiver number 8 on the fantasy slate for me in this one.
Yeah, Kupp became the 3rd receiver of the Super Bowl era to go from 200 yards plus in one game and 0.
I'm actually surprised it's happened 2 other times.
It's amazing. It really is amazing. So next game up, the Falcons try to make it 2 in a row, but you say the Panthers come up with a W.
You know what? I do. I have Panthers 29, Falcons 22. Beware of Julio Jones in this one. I just saw some late stuff switching there, so be careful, fantasy fans. But Christian McCaffrey, running back number 1, shouldn't even really be a surprise. But look at that, 135 scrimmage yards. You know how much that's more than? It's more than 120 scrimmage yards, Rich.
That is indeed, no doubt about that. Next up in your pick six is Detroit and Dallas. You have it a Cowboys victory.
Our producer's favorite score, 26-19 for me. Dak Prescott's going to have a big one, 251 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns in this one. That's more than 1 passing touchdown. Lions secondary, very vulnerable.
The Jaguars and the Colts. Who do you have winning this one?
Upset alert. Jags 22, Colts 21. Leonard Fournette, a big factor in this one with Nick Foles coming back. That play action, you talked about play action importance for the Rams. It's also important for the Jags in this one. Jags get the win.
Okay, and then the big one in the late window in Philadelphia, the Patriots and Eagles. What do you have here?
Well, I got a 3-point game in this one, 24-21 to the New England Patriots. Julian Edelman, big deal in this matchup. 6 receptions, 81 yards, and the touchdown. 6 receptions, more than 4 receptions.
But not a very crazy high-scoring affair like the Super Bowl.
Not a crazy high-scoring affair like the Super Bowl. A nice kind of more even matchup. Good play on both sides. Nothing crazy.
Okay, and then the Vikings and the Broncos. What do you have for me right here?
Another 26. Everyone loves that. 26-17 Minnesota Vikings. Even though there's no Adam Thielen, which did kind of bring the score a little bit closer, I love Dalvin Cook in this one. 105 scrimmage yards and 3 receptions. That makes him running back number 4 for fantasy purposes.
That's Cynthia Freeland right there with her pick six. She'll be back later on with more of your game theory. That's how we're rolling here on NFL Game Day morning. Tom Pelissero is in Minnesota for this game.
Rich, Adam Thielen is out again with that hamstring strain, but the Broncos' top cornerback, Chris Harris Jr., told me he would have been matched up with Stephon Diggs either way. Diggs has a great release. He's a great route runner, Harris said, but he's not burning us with speed the way that Tyreek Hill, T.Y. Hilton, or Odell Beckham Jr. could. I passed along that scouting report to Diggs, who smiled and said, you got to admit, those guys are fast. last, running back Dalvin Cook, a little less diplomatic, said Harris is tripping and Diggs is going to get busy now. All three of Diggs' catches last week at Dallas converted third downs on scoring drives. That connection is just one reason Kirk Cousins is one of the hottest quarterbacks in football since that Week 4 debacle in Chicago.
Deep shot.